Hi everyone, Alan from Newlands Nursery. Hope you are well. Welcome to today's 5-Minute Friday. What we're doing today is taking cuttings from Salvias, these fantastic flowering perennial plants that flower all summer. They're great garden plants, good for containers, good in the garden as well. We're going to take some cuttings, we're going to take them through the winter, so they get that nice cold period over the winter, and then you're going to have 3 plants next year that are going to flower just as well as the original plant did. So what you want to do first is select your plant. So I'm doing it this time of year, we're towards the end of summer because these have finished flowering. So you need to make sure you take a cutting from a stem that isn't flowering. On this plant there's no more flowers to come, but sometimes you'll have some with a few buds. You just don't want to take a cutting from that. Then what we want to do is select the cutting. So this one is a good example. So we're looking for it to be around about this length, which is around about 8 to 10 centimeters long, so quite a long cutting. Then we're going to cut that just above a leaf break, just like that. So you end up with a cutting that looks like that. Then what I'm going to do is take these bottom leaves off, and this is the bit that's going to go into the compost. So we'll do that. You can do that with your finger and thumb, or you can do it with a nice sharp pair of secateurs. A bit awkward to do showing you on camera. I'm going to do it with my finger and thumb actually. So that's what we're looking for. It's easy to do if you're not trying to show a camera how you do it. Okay, just like that, and then the other side. Remove the leaves, and that's the cutting we want to end up with. So this bit is going to go into the compost and that bit will be above. So I'm going to do that 3 times, because we're going to go into one pot and we want a good chance of that pot growing. So with cuttings, very, very rarely do you get 100%, even for a commercial grower. So you always take more than one cutting when you're doing it at home, if you possibly can. So then, if only 2 of them grow, you haven't got a problem. You're still going to have a nice pot of plants. So that's the cuttings taken. We've got 3 cuttings there, which are looking really nice. Okay, so then what I want to do is fill our pot with compost. So we're looking for a nice, well-drained compost. So this one's got a nice lot of wood bark in it to help with the drainage. Okay. A seed and cutting compost would be good, or a good quality multi-purpose compost works as well. And then what we want to do is put the cuttings in. So I'm going to use my finger. I'm going to make a hole. What I don't want to do is push that cutting in too hard and bruise the base. So we make the hole with our fingers and then just firm it in. Not really pushing down. It's hard to tell how much pressure I'm putting on camera, I know. But we're just firming it in. I'm doing it round the outside in sort of a triangle shape. Just firm it in. We want the compost to come in contact with the stem. And that's where it's going to put its roots down. So just like that. Okay, and just firm the compost in. And in some instances, that firming in and that tapping down, the compost has sunk very slightly. So I'm going to slightly top that up, just like that. Not much, but just enough. So that's ideally what you're looking for. That's the finished result we're looking for. It's as simple as that. Like I said, not all of these will necessarily survive. Ideally they do, obviously, but not all of them necessarily will. So let's say one of them dies, this will continue to keep on growing, and we can separate it later if we want to, or you could just plant it out as is. After all, they are free plants. So all we need to do then is water the compost. This is the stage where you want it to get nice and moist. Nice lot of liquid into the compost, because that's needed for the rooting process. Then, in order to keep the humidity high, I'm actually going to move it into our propagation greenhouse, but at home you can effectively do what we want to do, and you just put a plastic bag over the top, something like that. It can go outside if the weather's anything like we've having now. So it hasn't been the nicest summer, but it hasn't been cold. So a nice plastic bag over the top will hold the moisture in. And then we should start seeing it root relatively quickly, but we're going to take it through the winter. That cold process is really important. Take it through the winter and you'll get flowering plants next year. As always with our 5 Minute Fridays, if you've got any questions at all, get in contact. We're here to help. See you soon.